Hello again. It's often been said that one of the biggest Achilles heels of the prosecution case against Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey is, of course, the lead prosecutor himself. That lying, that cheating, that predatory, sweaty DA. Everything he says you can just throw away. He's a what's the word I'm looking for? He's a it'll come to me. Guilters hate us truthers talking about the sexting. However, Making a Murderer exposed the sort of character that Ken Kratz was. During the prosecution and leading up to the prosecution of Stephen Brendan, we get to see a little bit into the character of Ken Kratz, both as a prosecutor and as a person in general. And of course, that is then confirmed. Our suspicions are confirmed by no less than 15 women coming forward to tell us all about the wrongdoings of the sweaty prize. The interesting thing is that when you actually look at what the Crime Victims' Rights Board does, I also found out what it's made up of. So the Crime Victims' Rights Board, which was basically Ken Kratz's, he claims that it was basically him that set it up and got it onto the statute books in order to grandiose himself. First of all, who's actually on the board? Well, the Attorney General appoints the law enforcement and victim witness advocates onto the board, or it appoints a law enforcement advocate and one victim/witness advocate. The Attorney General also appoints a separate crime victims council, which then selects a member of the public to the board. Okay, but also the governor selects a second member of the public. And finally, the Wisconsin District Attorneys Association, which of course Ken Kratz was at one time chairperson of, they appoint a representative. This is why in order to remove himself from the Crime Victims Board, he had to report himself obviously to the District Attorneys Association. I say I've compared it with the Fox being in charge of the hen house. What I didn't realise was that obviously they look at the rights of victims in the legal system, but one of the things that they do in that respect is they haul before the board, they will haul in front of them from police officers through all the way up, right the way through to even judges can be called in front of this Crime Victim Rights Board. There have been examples of judges that have actually had to appear in front of this board. Now, I don't know if the sanctions against these people have been made public. I can't find anything about it, but it just got me thinking. One of the things that has always struck me and a lot of other people, and I think it was first Eric Jose and Mark Oddy that pointed this out. Remember how in all of the footage that we've seen of the court proceedings where Ken Kratz leading the case obviously against Stephen Avery and the judge Patrick Willis, who seems to be the one in charge? Who seems to be the one that's subservient? To me, and it was, as I say, it was pointed out to me by the likes of Eric Jose and Mark Oddy and a few others. There's a strange chemistry there, isn't there? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Did Patrick Willis ever had to face the Crime Victims' Rights Board? Or was he at one time threatened with having to face them? As I said, I can only speculate because I don't have the answers to that yet. But it really does make one wonder, doesn't it? When you see the way that Patrick Willis is quite happy to be strung along by everything that Ken Kratz does. There certainly seems to be a hierarchy there where Ken Kratz is higher up the food chain than Judge Willis. Anyway, that's all. That's just a rethought that I put out there. I just find once you start delving into this sexting scandal, it's amazing the things that you find out about what was going on. Anyway, catch you again soon. Bye for now.